What's up, guys? This is In the Corner with Destiny McCubbin, and today I am so excited. It is my last guest of the month, and I've got Raquel Canuto with me.
Hello.
She is, in my eyes, an absolute GOAT in all things she's done, and she's done things all across the board. If you're an MMA fan, a combat fan, then you know who she is. You know who her husband is. Raquel Canuto. They are just taking over the game, especially the Jiu-Jitsu game. What's
You're
up, girl?
so kind. Thank you for that introduction.
Of course. I'm just, I've been your biggest fan forever, but just having you here, we're also really good friends, too. We've been friends for,
a long time, yeah.
since I moved here.
7, 8 years?
Yeah.
It's been a
We've
while.
been training together. We've sparred together, everything. So it's amazing to see how far you have come and everything that you're doing now. So I just want to dive into all of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's do it.
Where are you coming from right now?
I'm coming from the UFC PI, so a part of being a exclusive athlete to UFC BJJ, we do have full access to the PI. So today's kind of my off day, like I was sharing with you, from doing jiu-jitsu, because I like doing my week like a fight week. So we always do Thursday matches.
Okay.
So then Wednesday is usually weigh-in day and rest day. So Wednesday is kind of my rest day.
Yeah.
And I adjust my week that way. So I just had strength and conditioning, but it's a lighter day, and PT.
That's brilliant. I never actually heard anybody talk about that, adjusting their week to kind of how they're going to compete.
Yeah.
How long have you done that?
I've been doing that for maybe the last 2 years.
Okay.
Which, when I started thinking about that, I'm like, why haven't we been doing that? And the more I mention it, people are like, oh, I never thought of that.
Literally, I've never heard of that.
Because I'm I need to be on Thursday. So it's I can't really do a week from Sunday to Saturday, So for me, I've been doing that. And I typically Tuesday will be a hard day. Wednesday will be kind of a rest day. I don't completely rest just because I don't want to do that in the middle of the week.
Right.
But I usually just do a lighter strength and conditioning, and then I don't do nothing Thursday morning until Thursday night, and then I have a hard training on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, because then that's when I have to be on. Yeah.
You're doing all the things. You own a very amazing, successful, high-level jiu-jitsu gym, hybrid.
Yeah.
And you're competing now in UFC BJJ. So talk to me about how everything has just been evolving for you. Especially the UFC BJJ thing went from FPI to this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to know? What aspects of it?
I mean, how is it did you see any of this happening?
Yeah. So even before, when I first started, I was like, oh, someday I'll have a gym. And then I remember I even had the thought oh, but I probably have to marry someone who does this, because who's going to want to go to a gym that is owned by a woman? Nobody's going to learn from, so it just so happens that it turned out that way, where thankfully, I did meet Renato, and that was, it wasn't, not that was a plan, but I think just in my head, I was oh, there's no way me as a woman could be able to do this on my own. And, again, this is, how long ago was this? This is probably in 2010. I've had this, 2011, which is a long time ago now, but I think we saw this for our life, but we didn't see it happening when it did, back in 2021, when Venom closed the gym. We were oh crap, we need to figure something out.
Yeah.
And I even told Renato, Renato, I know that we already have all these students, but if you just want to be an athlete, we do not need to open a gym. We can just go back to being athletes. And he was no, everyone depends on us. So I don't want to I love we love teaching, but at the same time, it is a lot of work, to have to do your own thing, So it's hey, this is your chance. They're closing. If you don't want to do this for a little bit, and we can open we planned in 2 years or 3 years, we can just go back to being full-time athletes. And it's no, I don't want to do that. So it kind of we kind of got forced into doing it, because when we were with Venom, they owned it. They were financially responsible for it. But it was also a perfect situation, because we already started the gym with students, so we were never losing money, which was great. But it is a lot of work, even right now, I constantly judge myself, because I'm oh, I could be doing so much more. I could be doing better marketing, but the gym is doing well right now. We have enough students. I'm so can I, should I just be focusing a little bit more on the athlete side, because I only have a short time left,
Exactly.
So I'm kind of in that place. We've hired more coaches. We've hired a front desk who is there doing a lot of the work for me. So it's weird to let go of control, because I'm not necessarily a control freak. I just want to make sure everything is running how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So I have
it's your baby.
Yes, of course, exactly. So I have been letting go of control, and it's been it was tough in the beginning, but at the end of the year, it's just something I want to add is like at the end of the year, we sat with two friends. So they have very, very successful businesses, and they have their hands in a bunch of different things, but they're like a part of like the original group of like YouTubers who made like a lot of money off of like, social media, online. So they just had so much good feedback for us. So we had like 3 or 4 sessions where we just sat down, and one of the first questions they asked was like, what do you want? Like, what do you really want? And it was hard for me to say like, man, I'm in a place in my life where I don't or like our work is hard, like even especially because for so long you're not getting paid to do it. Like you're training and you're staying ready and you're doing all of this stuff and you're not really getting paid,
right?
So it's like I feel like I've had an entire like 20-year career where I have a friend who's a lieutenant colonel and he's about to retire. Like you can retire after 20 years in the military, and I'm here like 20 years in and I'm only starting to make money from it like 3-4 years ago.
And honestly, it's rare for most. Like you're one of the few that actually do end up being successful and able to creating that lifestyle.
Yeah, thankfully. But yeah, so it's like I feel like I've had this 20-year career where it's like maybe I wasn't like seeing the financial gain from it, but my body's beat up. I'm tired, you know. So I'm like, so I was like, honestly, it's like I want to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. And they're like, well, you guys need to do this. They put like systems together for us, and I don't think I'll ever be like completely separate from the gym, especially because I can do things from home. I can still teach here and there. 100%. But this year, a lot of it was about like putting things into place so that next year, I think the goal is to start trying to have a family next year.
Okay.
It's like being able to step back and do that, right? And it was hard because I'm like, oh man, I have to trust that these people, like I have to give them trust. I can't be micromanaging everyone because then why did I get them anyway in the first place? So it's been a lot, but
that's
it's
a good growth challenge for yourself.
Yes, 100%.
I'm sure.
A lot,
So when you say like next year, does that mean kind of stepping away from competing also?
So my goal was always that once I had children, I didn't want to compete anymore because I didn't want to be trying to do both. But now with like the UFC BJJ, it's like one match at a time. It's not like I have to get ready for 3, 4, 5 different people and hope that I make it to the top, So it's like they've always asked me like, okay, so like once you win the title, are you gonna retire? Like you can retire, you can step away, because they knew that was my goal. But they said it so much that I was like, oh, I think that's what they want for me. They want me to win the title and then retire. So but anyways, so then a couple of maybe like a month or so ago, Techi was like, well, what are your plans? Like once you win, are you gonna step away? I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's what you guys want from me. They're like, no, you can always come back. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, I don't want to, I like that the option is there.
Yes, there's options.
Because I'm like, I am at the place where I'm like, like excited about being a mom, and I'm kind of feeling ready. Like, of course, I'm going to be 35 in a couple of weeks. So I'm like, they say that biological clock is definitely ticking.
It's so funny.
It's definitely ticking, yes.
I've talked about that with some friends, and it's like, it really is a clock. It just happens. Yeah, and then you can't like shut it off in your head.
Every single baby thing I see, I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Crying, So I'm like, I feel ready, but I'm also totally enjoying what's happening right now. I'm like, I wish that this happened like 2 or 3 years ago. Because now I just feel like I'm in a rush to make sure I did all the things, but it's better late than never.
Exactly. It is. And like you said, like it is just the one fight that you have to prepare for. So, that does make it easier. And having that MMA career, you've been there. You're used to that, so that makes it a lot easier. I could see. Okay, wait. I do want to know. So, will you step away from coaching too, like, or
no? Okay. So as I'm saying, like when I say like stay at home mom, I just don't want to be the person that has to always be at the gym. I'm gonna always be involved somehow. But maybe I'm teaching like 2 classes a week or 3 classes a week, which I'm actually doing that right now. Like I'm always there, but I'm not actually teaching.
Okay.
Where last year I was teaching like 14 classes a week. So it was a lot.
And then training?
Yes, and training and preparing. So it was a lot for me.
See, that really goes to show like how like high level and like elite athletes you and Renato are, because most people can't train and coach at this and get to this level. Like that's
a lot.
That's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never think about that. Like I don't think I ever think about that. Like the fact that we're doing both.
You just go. It's just what you do.
Yeah. And especially right now, like we do have a lot more people who want to compete, who are like, and we're also getting like more fighters coming in.
Oh, okay.
Like MMA fighters. I feel like
you got a couple of UFC rosters.
Yeah, like I think some people had no idea that we were even here. I'm like, man, I've been here for 11 years. Like we've been having the gym for like 7 years. So and I feel like the right people is all showing up right now. So,
yeah. I mean, it's a hybrid in Summerlin.
It's like Spring Valley. It's kind of like on that cusp, like right on the
very high level gym. I mean, I've trained there. It's just it's hard work. And when you were saying how like nobody wants to go to a gym that's run by a woman or whatever, I feel like between the two, Raquel's the more stricter coach.
And we've evolved, where like I used to be super strict and Renato was very lax, and now he's like, oh no, I need to be a little bit more strict, and I'm like, oh, I need to be a little more relaxed. So I feel we've like kind of met in the middle where, it's funny because like one of the guys that has been here since the beginning, like when there's new people coming in, he's like, you guys have no clue, like you guys have it easy, like you have no clue how hard she used to be or like how tough she used to be, and I'm like, was I really that bad? I'm so sorry.
I remember one time I was like 1 minute late and I was like, I had to do a bunch of burpees. I was like, oh man, never again.
I know. But it's like I came from the wrestling. Good. I came from that wrestling background. So
it's good.
Yeah, like I coached how I was coached. Yes. And I almost like coached actually how I was parented as well.
I was just going to say, because your dad was your coach, right?
Yes, my dad was very strict as well. But then, over time I'm like, do they really need to be doing that? No, so like nobody's doing burpees and push-ups anymore. But it is funny because like Renato never makes anyone like, but the other day, like he's trying to, hey guys, you guys need to like go get a partner, get some water, and everybody's like talking. He's like, okay guys, hands on the floor. And nobody understood what he was saying. He's like, let's go, hands on the floor. Oh my goodness. I'm like sitting there like, he's like make them earth move. And I was like, oh, he's making you guys do push-ups. Yeah, get down.
She's like, let's go.
Like,
she's like, that's what my
Coach is being mean today.
I love that. Yeah. And obviously, like you said, you're kind of stepping away. You might, want to be
stepping back, I guess.
Stepping back, yes. But then Renato is starting his new MMA career as well. So and he's obviously competing in UFC BJJ as well. Yeah. So either way, you guys are busy.
Yeah, busy, but it's good. I feel like I'd rather be busy than bored. So.
100%.
Even on the days that's like a lot. I'm like,
how's that going? How is the transition for him to MMA? How is that for you, for him, everything?
Yeah, I mean, he loves it, but it's like it's been a challenge for him to be managing both. He had like a couple of like very serious injuries this year, so I feel like he had less MMA fights than he would have liked to. And then they threw him in the mix to, their main event fell out. So they're like, hey, can you, he had the match with Andrew, which was like kind of like for us, I feel like it's short notice because it was like a month maybe. Okay, so like, hey, can you do that? So then he was supposed to fight MMA, but then he did that, and then the MMA fight was going to be too close, so then we ended up canceling it, and then he got injured after the fight. So it was just like so many things going on. That's MMA also, but so he hasn't been able to fight as much as he would like to. He should be fighting next month. And it's hard to find opponents for him, and even the ones that will take it, sometimes the commission doesn't approve it, because they still consider his MMA record.
Really?
Yeah, because like it's still professional record? Matches. Yeah. Okay. Because it's. I
guess that makes sense. And they when you pull up your Tapologies, that you see
have
the
boxing,
list.
kickboxing matches. You see everything. So they do consider it because he is a high level like world champion in jiu-jitsu that they can't just like he still is skilled, but it's hard for us because but. He hasn't had an amateur career, right? Like it's hard to, they're trying to put him against people who have like a lot of fights too. So it's hard.
And it's so funny because like he made his debut not long ago, and you watch it, and he used no jujitsu. Yes, he just went out there and put on a striking clinic. Yeah, vicious. He looked vicious.
I know. I told him I was like, that was the first moment in my life because if you know him, he's so nice. Yeah, he's so easygoing. He's just like literally the nicest person. And I like, he was like, man, nobody was even excited when I won. Like all of the, because one, it happened so fast. He was quick. I was like, Renato, I was watching you like, who the hell is that?
Girl, like, me too.
I was like, I've been with you for 9 years. Who the fuck is that?
No, literally. I was like, oh my God, these are vicious shots.
Like, I was like, I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Everything with bad intent. Yeah. And during his post-fight interview, he had said, like, I don't even get to do this in my training. Yeah. Like, I'm not going this hard in my training. Obviously, taking care of his partners.
Yeah. But he's just, like, naturally like that, where sometimes I'm like, Renato, you need to turn it on more because, like, you need to practice doing that. Because I can see he is very powerful. He actually doesn't have bad striking. Like whenever people,
definitely.
Like a lot of guys are like, yeah, but your striking's pretty good. Like he still has a lot to learn. Yeah. But it's, I'm like, you can stop pulling your punches, stop pulling your kicks. Like you got to let it go because you don't want to do that in the fight. And then when that happened, I was like, okay, you know how to do it in the fight.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it was very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, he was with you through your entire MMA career, so I feel like he was around it a lot. He was kind of like in the mix a little bit. Yeah. So even back then, he wasn't bad. Like when he was helping you and stuff like that, Yeah. So now, like I've seen him like training. You guys train with Dewey still? Are you still with Dewey?
I'm not even training any striking at all. Okay. But he is training with. He was training with Dewey for a while. The only thing was hard was like how our schedule is working. Like when he was having a hard time to make it to the trainings.
Right.
Because sometimes it was like in the middle of the day where it's like it's going too long. We have to go back to the gym. So he was there for
a little late.
He was there for a bit, and we love Dewey.
Yes,
yes. But for him, he needed something that was like earlier in the morning because then the second half of the day is spent at the gym. So that was also an adjustment we made where he used to teach some classes in the morning. Now I give him like the whole morning off so that he can do all his trainings, and then he teaches at night.
Right.
So then I get to kind of rest a little bit now that we have coaches at night. So I'll do the morning stuff. But he's training with Mateus Nakashi.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's also working with Maki on striking too.
Nice. That's
because
good
it's
work.
like even for his schedule, like Mateus's like pad work times are in the evening where we have to be at the gym.
Yeah.
So he recently started going back to work with Maki. He was working with him for a little bit last year, and he really likes working with him. So he trains with Mateus Nakashi and like all the people at the PI. They have like a team training there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's with all those guys.
It seems like solid work.
It's
like,
really, really
sometimes
good
I
work.
watch the practices and I'm just like, wow.
I mean, you've got like Aljo, Cody in there. You've got
the level.
Yes, the level is very high.
It's so high.
Yes.
Like it looks scary. I'm like, I can never.
Yeah, they're like, why don't you come spar? I'm like, girl, I'm retired. I ain't trying to spar with you guys.
Yeah, heck no, thank you.
I'm done.
Right. Sometimes I jump into like the tech sparring on Thursdays, and like I'm like, and they're like, come on Tuesday. I'm like, nope, I like it here.
Yeah. You're like,
I like the slow stuff.
We done did that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fun to like get in sparring and move, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
like,
when you're doing it like to like for your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just not there. I'm like, I'm a wife now, I'm a coach. I make bread and I make milk
and your beautiful lattes.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I have it in me anymore. Okay.
But let's talk about your career because I mean you were an absolute dog in the game. How long have you been in the game? Like you said, you wrestled.
Yes, I wrestled in high school.
When you came, that's where you came up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like my dad was like won the first 2 events ever held in Hawaii for MMA. They were like 8-man tournaments. So there was like no gloves, no rules. Yeah. So the first ones ever held in Hawaii, he won both of them. He like the first one, I think he like choked someone and knocked out 2 people.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So then I grew up in it, but we did like karate and we did some basic grappling with him when we were younger, but we didn't do anything like serious. My brother then wrestled and stuff. I didn't wrestle until I was 10th grade. So I wrestled 10th, 11th, 12th. I wrestled 1 year in college where I was an All-American in college, but then I didn't end up going back. So I was supposed to transfer to a different school, and then like just some things fell through in the summer with the transfer. So I would have had to wait a year to go the next year. Mm-hmm. So then I ended up, my dad was like, well, you're not going back. So what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, you said you've always wanted to fight. So if you want to fight, like we need to figure it out and do something, like make a plan. So he literally sat me there, made a 10-year plan, which obviously like it didn't exactly go as planned, but
it's still the fruition that came to life is beautiful.
Yeah. So then he was like, okay, there's a fight happening in November. I think this was maybe like August or September. He's like, there's a fight happening in November. You're going to fight. And I'm like, okay. So it was literally just like that, you know?
Yeah.
So then I started fighting MMA. This was in 2009, like the end of 2009. So then I think I had like 3 amateur fights, like November, January, March. No. Yeah, something like that. And then I think by June I turned pro.
Oh, so very short.
So it was just fast. Yeah, like, and you know, like,
and it was the time. Yeah, it was kind of normal.
Yeah,
there wasn't really much amateur.
Yes, but with that said, like then I started fighting professionally, and it was just like all the good women, you know, because it was so small. So I'm like fighting Sarah McMahon.
Exactly,
on my second
you came
fight.
up in that time. It was like all the girls that kind of like opened up the UFC is when you were coming up.
Yes, yeah. So I fought, I fought some of the
Raquel,
best girls.
You did.
Raquel Pennington.
Did you fight Kaufman?
No. I fought Sarah McMahon. I fought Amanda Nunes.
Panny. Kianzad. You beat Panny.
Yes. And then who else? I think those are like the biggest names. Were like title.
But I mean,
and there's still other girls that were really good that I fought too. But it was like there just wasn't anyone else to fight.
Yeah,
so like, why'd you fight all these girls? And you know, I'm like, who else was like there? Literally was like no one else.
But honestly, like that's cool. Like regardless if like you came out on the other end, it's cool to say that you shared the octagon or the cage with these girls and like. Looking at your resume, like I don't know, I think obviously like wins and losses matter for like certain reasons. But when you look at someone's resume and you look at these names, it's like wow, you know, it's just respect.
No, it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And I feel like a lot of them gave me, you know, like at one point. I mean, now she's fought so many more people, but I remember like I don't know when Raquel was already in the UFC and doing well. When she's like, man, you're the hardest hitter. So
Yeah.
and again, she
I
fought
believe
better.
that.
She fought harder hitters after that. She's like, you literally was like one of the hardest hitters. So I'm like, oh, like there's just little
Yeah.
feedback that has
Yeah.
been cool. That okay, so I had I
Yeah.
had my moments.
No, absolutely, girl.
Yeah.
Would you say? I mean, you obviously have that wrestling in your back
Yeah.
pocket, but you would go out there and bang.
Yeah, because
When did you
grab?
Because you, like you said, you came up, you were wrestling, doing in wrestling in college and stuff.
Yeah.
So you went into MMA with that background. When did the striking kind of take over?
Yeah, so my dad had a gym in my city with my uncle, but then at the time when I started fighting, he had twins, and they were about. So once he had those twins, because he had two from his wife, and then she got pregnant a third time on accident. She had twins.
Oh.
So then he stopped. Yeah. So now he was literally having 4 whole new
Accidental
kids.
blessings.
Yes. So they're now they're juniors now. So it's been a while now. But
Oh, wow,
he
okay.
stepped away from coaching, so it was just my uncle there. My uncle's a kickboxer.
Oh.
So yeah, Maki, that's how I met Maki too. Like he's from that gym too.
Oh, no way.
So like the system that he teaches is all from there as well.
So you guys, okay.
So
I love that.
so which is also cool because like
That is
whenever
cool.
Hinato's talking about his training, like I know exactly what they are doing.
That's really cool.
And I feel like it's a good system
Full
for
circle
him.
moment.
Yeah, because it's like it's not that I want to say it's beginner focused, but it's easy for beginners
Yeah.
because technically Hinato's still a beginner.
Yeah, of course,
you
in the
know?
striking department,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So,
But honestly, it's basic wins fights.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. So then, I was mainly in my amateur kind of beginning of my pro career was like mostly kickboxing. Like we barely did any wrestling or grappling.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we were supposed to, but I felt like we were more focused always on kickboxing.
Yeah.
And I feel like just in Hawaii, like everyone, you just like, you're born knowing how to punch.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like in your blood.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so-
I feel like that's like Hawaiians and Mexicans. We're all like that, you know?
Yeah.
We're born to fight.
Yeah, ready
We're
to
warriors.
fight.
Like
Yes,
our
exactly.
ancestors are warriors.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So that was kind of why I feel like people didn't know that I had a wrestling background, mainly because I did so much striking. And then, even when I moved forward, I had a boxing coach that was like a world champion in boxing for a while. And then, I came up here with Dewey.
Yeah.
And so then I think I just
And that's-
focused so
yeah.
much on striking. Jiu-Jitsu was the last thing that I started doing because I had so many losses by submission
Oh.
that I started focusing on Jiu-Jitsu.
I was just going to ask,
Yeah.
when did the turn to Jiu-Jitsu start? Do you remember the year?
Yeah, so then I had a fight with Raquel.
Okay.
And then I ended up losing to her. I was actually fighting her well.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting submitted, and I just wasn't doing enough jiu-jitsu. And again, so then after that, I was supposed to be like, okay, let's focus on jiu-jitsu. But then I took this last minute fight with with Amanda Nunes, like I want to say it was like not far after. It was like an 8 days notice kind of thing. And then I also I was on her back, punching her, fell off her back trying to transition to an armbar, which is so stupid in hindsight, because I'm on her back.
Right.
And then
We don't-
she just
yeah.
I feel like because all of that happened, like I caught her kick, took her down, jumped on her back, was punching her, tried to go for an
Oh my
armbar,
gosh.
fell off. She was so angry, she just jumped on my back, and I don't even it was so fast, she just squeezed my neck so hard. So then now I had 2 back-to-back losses by submission, and my coach at the time was like, hey, you're gonna take 1 year off and you're just gonna do jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
And I trusted him a lot. And my coach was actually a jiu-jitsu coach.
Is this still in Hawaii?
Yeah, he's
okay.
still in Hawaii. So he's actually Max Holloway's coach.
Oh,
he has
okay.
never left that team. They
Okay.
still have the same
Yeah.
coaches. So then I ended up I took that year off, and I was training jiu-jitsu 6 days a week.
Wow.
Some days, if I could, I was training twice a day if it allowed me in my work schedule.
Was it a quick progression for
Yeah,
you? Since
it was.
Yeah.
It was a very quick progression. So then I think that year, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll compete in jiu-jitsu. So then the first tournament I won, I had 6 matches. I got 5 arm bars, and then I ended up winning a ticket to go to Abu Dhabi. So to compete in the World Pro, which is a pretty big tournament nowadays. And so when I went there, it was called something else at the time. I saw how big jiu-jitsu was, and I was just like,
and that was then.
Yes. Yeah. And it was because that tournament, it was the only tournament at the time that was paying out a lot of money. So everyone was there, whoever was somebody was there. And I had no clue who anyone was, but I'm
I just got here.
Yes. I'm I'm new here. So then I'm just looking around, and the people that I was with, because I'd won the ticket, they took care of all of your accommodations. And they were just oh, hopefully I'm not too far.
No, I think
But
you're good.
okay. But I was they're there's so-and-so, and they're telling me about everyone and giving me the rundown while everyone's competing. And when I came back, I was I want to do this, because it was just a much more mellow lifestyle. You compete in jiu-jitsu a lot, everyone's nicer, you know, like it has changed, but
it has. It's become more. Who said this to me? Chris Brennan was like, I hate modern day jiu-jitsu because it's changed a lot.
It has changed
It's
a
more
lot.
fight. It's more fight style kind of now. You
Yes,
know,
100%.
competitive jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But I love that you say that because I always say that, especially like when I take because Techi always kind of hooks me up, you know, for the UFC BJJ. So I always take some. I try to take something that's never been, and I'm like, and I tell them like, it's jiu-jitsu is just different. It's so much more intimate.
Yes.
Quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet. You know.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, like when you're fighting MMA, I feel like, and this is because I've also fought, so I know there's a lot of ego in it.
Yes.
Right. Where in jiu-jitsu, it's like, I'm getting tapped by 16-year-old blue belts and 120-pound women that are much smaller than me.
Yeah.
I mean, not often, you know, but it's like for the average person, like you can be, I'll go and, you know, train with someone that is 250 pounds and I can figure out a way to submit them.
Right.
You know,
literally.
and it's like jiu-jitsu is so humbling and you can do it every day. Like you can't spar every day.
No.
So you can't get checked every day.
And you can do it for a long time.
In
Like
jiu-jitsu,
you see 50, 60-year-olds in class.
Yes, exactly.
Killing
so it's
it.
like, it's just, I not that it's impossible to not have an ego, because I still see it now. Like now that it's turning more into like that MMA kind of style thing where there's more tournaments, there's more people, there's all these younger guys coming up, they're trying to build a name for themselves.
And now that UFC BJJ is a thing.
Yes, they're, you know, so, but at its core, I feel like jiu-jitsu really kills the ego.
Yeah.
So that was what I liked more, is like people are just kinder, softer. You could be a complete badass, but it's like for Canuto, for instance, he is so good at what he does, but like you would never know. Like he's just like so quiet and cool and calm and collected.
Exactly.
And he's just like his confidence is not loud. Like I'm the best, you know.
But confident people usually are, you know.
Confidence I feel like is silent.
It's quiet. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's like you can never judge a book by its cover, because that Renato would be the worst one.
Especially when he got his glasses on.
Even you, look how cute you are. You could
you.
literally kill someone with your bare hands.
Yeah. But so that was what really attracted me to jiu-jitsu. So then I was like, I think I want to do this. So I think the World Championships was like 2 months later. So I ended up going and I got like third place.
What year was this? Were you still technically living in Hawaii?
I was still in Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 2013.
Okay.
So I ended up getting third place, and then I was like, oh man, I really like this. Like I like the lifestyle, I like the people, I like just everything.
Yeah,
you know.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So then I just kept doing it, and then I moved here the next year. And I mean, the rest is history.
I love that, because you were losing.
Yeah.
So you took on jiu-jitsu to help yourself, and then look at like
it became my whole life. Like,
literally spiraled into like I love, like, that's what I love about the martial arts game and things like that, because like literally one day changes the rest of your life, and then it is the rest of our lives.
It is,
you know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so when you came here, did you go straight to Robert Drysdale?
Yes, so I came here just for a camp. I was supposed to be here just for 5 weeks because I had an MMA fight. So then I came here, but I was also doing jiu-jitsu. So then one of my sponsors, his 2 cousins lived here. So he sent me here because at the time I got so many things falling apart back at home.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't have anywhere to train. I have a fight lined up. What am I going to do? He's like, hey, so this is like on a Friday night. He was like, can you go to Vegas? I was like, yeah, I've got nothing here. Like, I literally have nothing here. He was like, okay, I'll call you back in like an hour. So he's like, hey, book a flight. Come to see me tomorrow. I'm going to give you money and go.
Oh my
God. Then I was just like, this was on Friday night. On Sunday night, I was in San Diego. So then I picked up a friend's car and I drove it here. Like, mind you, I've never even like driven long distance. So I just like, whatever, you know.
You're just
like,
coming from an island. You're used to your little island.
Yeah. So I landed there.
Oh my God.
Sunday
How old
night.
were you?
I was 23.
Wow. Just a baby.
Yes. Yeah. So then I came here. And then at the end of that 5 weeks, or I think it was 4 weeks, because I was going to do fight week there. I got a call that the girl pulled out of the fight. So then I was just like sitting there crying.
What am I doing?
What am I going to do? Like, I came here, I have nothing, you know? So then I kind of just jokingly said to one of the guys that I was staying with, I was like, I want to just stay here. Can I just live in the guest room? He's like, yeah, why not? He's like, go talk to Gersh, which is the other guy. And I was like, so I asked him, he was like, yeah. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, you can stay here. Like, nobody's living in that room.
Oh my God.
And I was like, really? So then I called my dad. I told him, I was like, hey, I don't think I'm going to come home. Like,
you never went back?
I ended up going home to pick up my
yeah,
things.
Okay.
But I was just like, I knew that.
Your dad was like,
Yeah, my
with
dad
it?
was happy, and I thought that he would not be. Like, I was
Okay.
like, oh, I don't, because me and my dad's so close.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was like, he's so happy. Like, he was so happy that I was making that step, and I was taking that step, and I was like, I just, like, I don't want to go back home knowing how good the training is here, and like everything that's here that is going to make me better faster.
Yep.
You know, so then, so then I ended up, he sold my car for me.
Okay.
And then sent that money that I made, I ended up like buying another car here.
Okay.
So then, it was just like everything just fell into place. Like, I ended up going home, packing my stuff, selling things, packing up the rest into like 2 boxes, came here. I think like that week, it was that weekend I went to the Nogi Worlds. I ended up winning the open class, which was like a big deal for me.
Yeah. So
And
you've been winning these big tournaments
since a blue belt,
long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I think like 3 weeks after that, I got the call from Invicta for that last minute fight with Caitlin Young. So then everything was just kind of like falling into place. So I was like, oh man, I made the right choice,
Yeah.
you know. So then they gave me a 4-fight contract.
Okay.
So that was
nice.
how I ended up getting, getting involved with Invicta. So I took the
Yeah.
last minute fight, and that was kind of the incentive, is like saving them, and they were going to give me a contract. So I ended up winning that fight, and I think we got like fight of the night.
Okay.
And so then I made some money, and I
Yeah.
was like, now I'm like, okay.
You're like, this is the game.
Yes,
this
yes,
is like
this is
all
it, you know?
that shit, all the bad
exactly.
times. This is what it comes
this is
to.
it. Yeah. So then,
Chills.
yeah, it was crazy. Like, everything was just kind of falling into place.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is, I mean, I am religious, so I was
Of
like,
course.
this is like
God's
literally
plan.
like God's plan. Like, everything at home, the whole 2013 and 14 just felt like it was just falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So then I felt like when I finally just listened and came, like everything was falling into place. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
How long were you here till you met Renato?
I met him actually in 2015, but nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
He would come twice a year for Pan Ams and Worlds Camp.
Yeah.
So then I met him in 2015, but there were, I think he had a girlfriend at the time
Okay.
too. Nothing happened. He was like 18
He's young.
years old.
He's
He was
how old
18.
is he? How many? What's the year difference?
6 years.
6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
5.5 for being like specific.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not even that. Now that
Yeah.
we're old, it's like nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but back then, like,
Yeah,
I don't even think that I made that big of a deal of it too, because he was just so much more mature than like an American 19-year-old.
And we've talked about this too
Yeah.
before. You told me like it was just love.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
instant
right
love.
away.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Can't let that go.
Yeah. So then 2016, when he came back, he was about to be 20, but he was like, he had a beard.
Oh,
he grew up a little bit. I was like, oh.
You're like, oh, who's this?
Like, yeah,
who's this young man?
Yeah, exactly. And he was going to be here for 3 months. And I know it sounds terrible, but I was just at the time was like ready for something different. And I was like, man, he's here for 3 months. Like, okay, let's this is a Brazilian, like exotic.
So new. He does what you do.
Yeah. But then it was like literally like on the 3rd day, I was like, oh God.
We're
like,
in love.
Yeah. Like, I already do.
Inseparable, right?
Yeah, inseparable since. Like, we've literally been inseparable since. We got married like 3 months later.
And it's so cool to even see your guys' your life together unravel, because like you said, you got married. It was like a little courthouse, right?
Yeah, just the courthouse.
And then you just had your beautiful wedding, right?
Yeah. After 7 years this was in 2023.
In Hawaii, right?
Yeah, so
and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, so it was cool, because I felt like you struggle for so long. And even in 2023, I felt like we were doing better, but I was still kind of like, can we afford this? Should we do this? But then it was cool, because like while we were there, it was like 120 people, which is very small by Hawaii standards. Like in Hawaii standards, like 300-400 people at a wedding. So it was very small. It was very intimate. It was just literally like the people that we love. And everyone who attended, like a lot of them were just like, like your wedding felt so special. It just felt like there was so much love there. And I was like, it wasn't just like the love we had for each other. Like it was like everyone's love for us, for each other.
Exactly.
And I was like, you know what I think it is? It's like everyone that was there has seen us come from nothing to being able to put something on like this, like by doing what we love.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it just felt so special and so different for a lot of people, because these were like 120 of like our closest family and friends that we know like truly love us. There was like no invites that was like, oh, I had to invite them. So it was just really like a celebration of like not only our love, but just love in general,
And I think that, I hope like the love that you guys receive is a reflection of the love you guys give.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
it really
you.
is. You guys have always just like your love is. I mean, you're not a fake person. It's always just genuine, If Raquel don't like you, you're probably gonna know it.
My face is gonna say it, but I like most people.
Exactly.
I like most people.
Yeah, definitely. So when did was he already a black belt when he came here?
No, so he was a brown belt.
Oh, okay.
So then that was
Dang,
kind of
brown belt at 20.
he was 19.
19.
Yeah,
My gosh.
yeah. So he won. So he came here, and he was actually supposed to leave our team. So he was from the headquarters in Brazil from our team, and I was from the headquarters here in the U.S.
Okay.
So Robert and Cavaco were like the two leaders of Zenith, and so that's why they would do the camps together. Mm-hmm. So then he was actually going to leave the team, and he was supposed to go to another like very prestigious program. Okay. And he had already like made the plans to leave, but then Robert saw them talking to the coaches, basically like grabbed him and was like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, talk to me. Tell me what's happening." So then he told them, and he was like, "Hey, give me a chance. Like just give me a chance, like so I can say that I tried."
Yeah.
You know, because Renato was doing very well. He was always placing at the Worlds. He was never winning, but he was always like second place, third place, second place, third place. So he just wanted some
small adjustments.
Yeah, he wanted that. He wanted coaching. That's basically what he was looking for. So then that's how he ended up staying here for that 3 months until the Worlds. Or it was like less than like 2.5 months. It was supposed to be. Okay. But then when he, we started like dating or hanging out the week that he got here. Yeah. So we were just we were always like, drilling, training. Our whole life for that 2.5 months was just getting ready for the Worlds together. Nice. So then
to have someone to do that with.
Yeah. So then when he won, he was like, we had kind of been talking about like getting married because we were, but it, like we were like, he was 19, I was 25.
Yeah.
We were just like, we were just kind of like having these conversations, And I wasn't sure if like it was really gonna happen, but then after he won, he was just like, yeah, like you are the difference. Like I'm not going back home, So I'm like, I'm gonna stay here. Like you, like before you, I couldn't win. Now with you, I can win. So it sounds so silly now, like saying it out loud, but that was kind of what happened, So then he just never, we told his dad because his dad came for the World, so we told the dad like. Basically, like as it wasn't a joke, it was kind of like a joke. It's not like I was being serious, but I kind of just asked the dad, like I learned how to say in Portuguese, like, can I marry your son? Not that I was asking him, I was basically telling him like, hey, he's not coming back home. Because, like, how do you tell your dad that, who's your coach, who's, you're not coming back home.
Especially like here, you're coming to like a city like Vegas.
Yeah. So then, and then that was like the beginning of June, and then the beginning of July we got married.
Okay. What year was this?
Yeah, 2016.
16. Okay. Yeah, so you still went on along without, you were just kind of, you were in the thick of your MMA career still.
Yeah. And, like, still trying to make it, like I was trying. And I think like the thing, because I also got with Renato, and he was doing more jiu-jitsu, mm-hmm. like it became more like I was doing more jiu-jitsu too. I was already doing a lot of it. Yeah. Because it's so, how it is, it's so hard to get a fight. Yeah. You're always waiting and waiting and waiting. Mm-hmm. It was just easy for me to keep doing jiu-jitsu.
Did it get harder because you got into jiu-jitsu because you were losing to submission? Did you start winning by submissions and doing better in that area?
I beat Pani by submission, but I felt like it was becoming that thing where like everyone was running away and I'm chasing you the whole time. Yeah. And that's frustrating because
I was just gonna say, do you feel like because you're level up in the jiu-jitsu world, you were kind of having a hard time finding the fights?
It was. Yeah. So it was good, but it was also hard, managing both. When I got my black belt, I felt like, okay, I want to just focus this first year on being a black belt, and then I just kind of never went back.
I was gonna say that was 2020, right? I remember that day and you got it. And then
that was 2017.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, my last fight was in 2020.
Oh, okay. So when you fought Yana, when you got the black belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, after,
so you did take a couple years then?
Yeah, I took 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
okay.
Almost like it was like 3 years completely because I wanted to just take 1 year break, and then when I won the Nogi Worlds as a black belt like a couple of months after I got my black belt. I was in the finals of the Worlds as a black belt in the gi in June of the next year. Mm-hmm. So I was doing really well. Mm-hmm. But then when I finally was like, okay, it's time to go back to MMA, I was like,
I was gonna say, did you want to, or did you kind of feel like you forced yourself?
I felt like I had to, and I just didn't have. So then I took a fight, and then I was like sitting there, like having lunch with Renato, and I'm just like thinking like, fuck, I have to go and fight. I don't even know if I want to. That was the first time I felt like that in my life, where I was like it was my entire life. Yeah. Like, it was my entire life. Like I just lived for it, and I just felt like that warrior inside of me was like, I was like,
it was like who you were in a sense.
And I was just like, I don't know. So then I just started crying. I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, then don't fight. It's that simple. Call them and tell them you don't want to fight. I was like, but what are they gonna think? He's like, who cares what they think?
That's such a hard bridge to cross once you get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think all athletes get there. Sometimes you cross it and then you go back too.
Yeah. So then I in 2020, I started feeling like, okay, I'm ready to go back. I want to do it. Like I miss it. Yeah. So then I went. That's important. Yeah, and then I went and I fought. Lisa
Barbosa.
No, Lisa. I can't even remember her name. She got married too, so her name was different, but I don't even know. But
I think I remember.
She had fought for the title and lost.
Yes.
So then I fought her after.
She would just, I remember you would crack her. She would just come forward.
Yeah, but the thing was, like, when you watch the fight, I'm like, how did I lose that
Dude,
fight?
no, literally.
Because I'm like, I won this fight.
Yeah.
But then they had open scoring, and I'm like, she's literally running away, out of breath. I'm hitting her harder than she's hitting me.
Yeah.
I don't, like, it was so frustrating, you know? So then after that, I was just like, it would take so much effort for me to come back from this. Like, I would have to win some 5 or 6 fights to
get back
back. And I'm like, I don't know if I have that in me. Like, I don't, not that I don't have it in me. I have it in me.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to.
Do you want, that's
I don't
the
want
thing.
to.
Do I want to do it?
I don't want to do that.
Do you want to do what it takes? Because like getting to fighting is almost like the easy part. It's getting to the fight. Yeah. That's the hard part.
Yeah. So it was just like, and even that, like, I feel like I had a couple of matches like that for me, it made the difference of like, going forward or not, you know? So then I'm like, man, now I'm here having this loss. Like, I even feel like the Colleen Schneider fight, like, I cut my face open like 30 seconds in. Yeah. But I'm like, you look at the stats of the fight, I'm like, if you don't look at the cut that was just bleeding the whole time, like, I took her down so many times, I took her back. She did hit me hard a few times, but like, I still feel like I won the fight, but then you lose. And then it's like, just every step back is so hard to come back from. Because for every step back, now you've got to go, like, for me, where I was at, I've got to go 3 steps forward. Yeah. You know? So then it was always like forward, back. So then finally I was like, you know what? I don't want this enough anymore. Like, I'm happy with my life. I'm like, I have other things that make me happy. Yeah. I'm enjoying other things. And
you know, it's important that you were just realistic with yourself, because like the fighting, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. If you don't really want it, like,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. And now that I'm older and I'm outside of it, I'm like, this is so dangerous. Yeah. Like, it is so dangerous. Like, now that I'm even
it's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah. Like, now that I'm on the other side and I'm feeling like the different side effects of like my spine's so bad. I have like herniated discs. I have like no gel in some of my discs. And I struggle each morning to get up. And I'm like, I'm 34. I'm like, I have more than half my life left. Yeah. Where I'm like, eventually I'm going to have surgery on my back. And I'm like, it's tough, you know, and then even like with that, I'm getting like brain fog, I'm getting nausea, I'm getting dizziness because it's your spine, you know, so it's like, it's all connected. I have nerve problems down my leg, where it's like every single morning I have a whole like wake up protocol to just get my leg to work. Really? Yeah, it's a lot, you know, so I'm like, with that, like, one thing that was cool is like the UFC sent me to MRI my brain because I was having all that brain fog and stuff. And, you know, the doctor's like, your brain looks beautiful. I'm like, okay, perfect. Like,
thank God. One thing
works. I've had so many fights. I've had so many wars. Yeah. You know, that I've taken a lot of punches.
And I mean, you're fighting in the bantamweight division. That's heavy shots.
Heavy
hitters.
Those girls are not. No. They're not, you know.
Because by the time you're fighting them, they're probably, what, 150, 155 maybe?
Yeah, big girls, yeah. So that was kind of like a nice thing. I'm like, okay, my brain's good. You know, but it's like that some people, like, you go to the PI, like, people are constantly getting concussions in training. And I'm like, you know, somebody came downstairs like, hey, I need a concussion drink. And I'm like, did you just get it? Like, he was like, yeah. And I just saw them sparring. And I'm like,
literally, it's that easy. Yeah. It's that easy. You know,
that's quick. So I'm like, and just now that I'm like, that war, I don't want to say that warrior has died in me, but of like that. Not.
If you ever had,
you have it. No matter, it's covered a little.
You do. I mean, but you have to bring her out when you do your jiu-jitsu fights.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Obviously, you're not getting hit in the face, but it's still a
fight. A lot. Yeah, it's still. I'm glad that you say that, because I'm like, I fought MMA and I did jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, I get the same feelings. Like, they can literally rip my leg off. Like, they can rip my leg off. They can break my arm.
Your arm.
They can, I mean, like, you
and getting put to sleep is also bad for your brain.
It's all, I'm like, someone can go into an MMA fight and they cannot throw one punch and take you down. And there's people who do that. And that's a fight, right? So why is mine's not called a fight just because you took out the punches?
Just because you took.
Because I'm like, I've done both. And I'm like, I get more damage sometimes in a jiu-jitsu match. Because I'm like, you're the whole time connected.
Literally,
you're the entire time connected. You can't be connected.
Run.
Yes,
you know.
And
I'm like, imagine.
Yeah, and especially now that it's like the 3-5 minutes, I'm like, I feel like I got hit by a train.
And that's the thing too, is you're doing rounds now. That's different. Yeah. Because even super fights, it's one long match.
10 minutes, or sometimes 10 and 5, 8 and 5, 6 and 4. You know, so it's a lot. It's not. Yeah. Just because you're not like you can literally end someone's career, like you can.
Oh yeah, literally.
They're freaking like rip a heel hook, their knees are done, or their Achilles is done.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, there's so many things.
For sure. No, it's all combat.
Yeah.
Like, it's just scary. Like, anything that you're going against another human that's trained to hurt you, like, is scary. Like, and like, it's a if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. We couldn't really explain that feeling to somebody that's never been in there, that's never done it, you know?
For sure.
And I think everybody should experience it once in their life. Even if it's,
everybody needs to get punched in the face.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, get punched in the face and really like test your gangster.
Yourself. Yeah.
See if you have that dog in you, because you might not. I mean, there's
sometimes
people.
you got the yap, but you ain't got
exactly. There's people that, you know, it comes to walking out and they don't do it.
Yeah,
they can't do it.
We've seen people do
I've
that.
seen it. Yeah, we've seen it, and it's like
in the Contender they had someone that
Cody
backed
Still
out.
with Cody Still.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Like, but yeah, I've seen it, and like, but it's like you're like, wow, I would never. But at the same time, you also understand, because that feeling can eat you alive.
Yeah. So the Apex, right? I've been there now for 6 matches on top of like the ones I had not competed that I have not.
Yeah.
And I remember like last year, the first few matches that I had, like that moment, like even if I wasn't gonna fight MMA, like I'm like, oh my gosh, this is UFC. Oh my gosh, this is like a big deal.
Yeah, the lights,
the production is there.
It's different with the lights in your face.
You know, so I noticed like on this season of Contender, like how many people were getting knocked out. How many people were like getting finished so fast, and I told like, because we had JP fighting, right?
Yeah.
But JP's just like, he's different.
He's a
like,
stud.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a different breed of person, just in general. Like I mean, he's a workhorse. Like, he works very hard, but he's also like, you can see like even when he's sparring and stuff, like he's calm. Yeah, he's cool. He doesn't get nervous, because some people will get nervous before sparring. I was always that person.
I did too.
I felt like I was gonna fight.
Me too.
You know,
I got like butterflies.
Like,
I'm like, going to spar a friend.
Yes, exactly. You know, but like you can just see that he's been doing this for so long that I don't want to say it's easy for him, but he enjoys it.
Yeah,
you know.
And that's good. That's important.
Yeah. And so then like throughout like kind of like the months before, I was just like, yeah, but remember, like, you're always here. These are all the people you see. Like, you train here every day, even if it's at the Apex. Like, you've been there and trained, and you know, because I'm like, that place will make you feel different. You know, so I'm like, I feel like I've been there where I'm getting ready and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm almost passing out, and I don't really feel that nervous. Like, I've been here now, like the last match of the year in December. Like, I've been here for 3 times. This is my 4th time. Yeah. But then I'm like, and not to say that like she was probably the least. I don't want to say the least skilled, but like if I had to rank all the 4 matches, she was probably at the bottom. I was supposed to do
for BJJ 2.
Yeah. No. For the FPI 9 or 8, whatever in December. It was like the last one of the year. But I was like, oh man, they already told us about the contracts. We're supposed to be getting the contracts. Yeah. And I need to win. I can't lose. I'm 3-0. I need to win this one because I'll probably be going for a title next. And it's just like all these things start coming up, and I'm like I'm getting warmed up, and I'm starting to like I can't breathe. Like, I'm literally feeling like I'm gonna pass out. I'm trying to warm up. I'm like, I can't warm up because I'm gonna pass out. You know, because you just put all of this, like, even if I don't, like, I'm just thinking of these things and I know how to manage my thoughts. Yeah. It's just like the reaction your body gets. You're getting that adrenaline. Yeah. You know, it's time to go. You're going to put yourself out there. It's all these things are happening. Exactly. And I felt like I had like no oxygen up here. Right?
If it takes,
yes, it's so nerve wracking, right? So then I go out there and I end up winning. But then I was like telling these things to like the coach, like JP Them's coach, because I didn't want to tell him. Yeah. And then he starts thinking about this. And then now this happens. But I'm like, people are getting knocked out because they're having that same feelings I was having back there. Oh, this is a big deal. Yeah. Oh, this is the UFC. Oh my gosh, like everything I've ever worked on is like, or worked for is like riding on this. So I'm like, there's one person who shows up and then there's one person who's feeling like that. And that's the person that is getting knocked out. Because I'm like, they don't even have like, I genuinely don't think like they've got that oxygen flowing like they're supposed to, because you're like so tense, you're so nervous. It's so
intense. Yes. Like you have, like, if you can, like, you recognize that, right? Some people don't recognize that. They're just freaking out and it's taken over, and like it's so intense. It really is. Like I've like thrown up in the back, you know, before having to walk out, or like I'm like I gotta take a shit.
Your body just has like a mind of its own, you know.
That feeling. I'm like, I gotta.
You're not drinking anything, but you peed 10 times.
Yes, that, and you're cold, and like it's the weirdest thing. It really is.
Yeah, so I'm like I was just telling, like, I had messaged the coaches like, hey, these guys are all getting knocked out. I'm like, tell them to stay calm, hands up. Like, you just have to stay calm in that beginning so you can pass it. Because I will do that. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to go for it and do something crazy because I know that, like, that oxygen's got to get back there. I don't know the science of it. But then I also talked to, like, because at the PI, they test everything, right? So then I was talking to her, I was like, I feel like this is happening. I was talking to Becky. She's like, no. Like, this is a real thing. Like, you can find, like, data on this stuff, you know? So I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy because I'm like, these people out. And I'm positive they're all feeling the same way I'm feeling in the back. You know, so it's like, who's gonna be able to control that? So whenever I was going to compete, even now I'm like, I don't care if I mess up in the beginning. If I mess up, it's fine. I'm just not gonna do something stupid to put myself into a bad position.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, so if I get taken down, whatever, I got taken down.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm gonna be able to sweep them, but I'm gonna stay calm in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna overdo it, because if I overdo it and I'm feeling this way, I'm probably gonna mess up. Yeah. Like, seriously. So I'm like, if I get taken down, that's why you watch my matches. Like, so many of them, I'm getting taken down, and people are probably thinking like, she's a wrestler, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you gotta give yourself that time to calm down and you know. I'm like, okay, now, oh shoot, I hit the ground. Oh, it's time to go.
Yes,
you know, now I'm up.
Something about like the first exchange. No, I totally get that. Even like when I was fighting, I would always feel like I would lose the first round. Yeah. Like, I was like,
they're trying to figure it out.
Exactly. You competed at FPI and then now to UFC BJJ. Do you feel a difference?
Well, what's like, it's essentially they just rebranded it, right? Because they wanted to like get it to the masses, which they did such an amazing job of it. It's like they put the UFC name on it. So when they were trying to figure out names too, like, she was like, oh, why don't we just call it UFC BJJ? And I'm like, name, you know, but Dana loved it. But like, personally for me, I was like,
it's kind of bland.
Yeah, like,
I get
but it blew up. Why? Because there's the two things it is. It's the UFC and it's Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. UFC BJJ. It just like went like, wow, again, they are a marketing machine. Yeah. You know, like, they know exactly what they're doing. Exactly. I might not think it's a cool name. And now I like it. You know, I'm like,
I think it's brilliant too.
Yeah, because
it's simple.
And I was just kind of feeling like, I really like FPI. Like, I like the ring it had to it. FPI. Like, it just matched, you know? I was like, UFC BJJ is just too much letters. You know, too much letters.
Too much going on.
Yeah, but then it's like, it just, you blew up. Like, you see their Instagram within like, I don't know, a month or two, they had like 250,000 followers, you know. And it's like, with that, it's also like, you get that they're reaching like that mainstream, I mean, like mainstream media or mainstream people, where they probably would never watch jiu-jitsu regularly. And that's the problem with jiu-jitsu. Only jiu-jitsu people watch jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So we need fans. Yeah. We need people to watch it and like it, you know.
And it's blowing up though. It's getting millions of views.
Yes, it's doing amazing, right? So I think like it does feel a little different now. Like I feel like I'm like the OG of this thing.
You
know?
are. No,
I'm
totally.
Like, it does feel different in the sense where now they're growing more, like more athletes are coming in, but also like they got the bowl, they've changed to 3 5-minute rounds. So they are changing a lot of things. So it is a little bit different. But at the end of the day, like, when you get there, it's all the same people. Yeah. You know, it's just
same world.
Same world. Yeah. But go ahead, sorry.
I absolutely love it. I love seeing the world, like the jiu-jitsu world, just like come up like this, you know, and these opportunities for people like you who have been in the game for so long. And like you said, have just given your life, your heart and soul, and, you know, started from nothing. It's cool that you guys are giving this opportunity, because you deserve it. Just like this, it's like, you know, the fighters,
Because I mean, like, in jiu-jitsu, like I was kind of like talking to some of the people at the PI, and I'm like, jiu-jitsu is a lot different than MMA, because like we make, like, now we are making money, right? But it's like, up until now, like, you barely make any money, but like they conduct themselves like professionals year round, because the tournaments are year round. Yeah. So it's not like where you fight once and then you binge eat and you get 30-40 pounds overweight, and then you get into camp and you lose weight. And like a lot of the fighters I see, like now I think it's changing. A lot of them are not even like training outside of a camp. Previously, before. Yeah. You know, but it's like in jiu-jitsu, the tournaments are all year long. Yeah. So like their diet is always good. Their their lifting is always good. Like they're so good at even like doing their social media, and like they conduct themselves like professionals, but they're never making. You know, so it's like, now it's so nice to see.
It's something to work towards.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So it's been good. Like, and of course, like now that UFC BJJ came out, like it was already getting better, but I feel like they raised the bar, and now everyone else is everyone is starting to,
which is great,
to do better too. They have to. Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's perfect. And it's like jiu-jitsu is just like, it's been such a hard road, I feel like, for people to make money. Like, you either got to open a gym, do seminars, private lessons. Where it's like, that's so much work.
It's cool to see that you guys are trying to make money. And then like you said, like it's all the same people. So it's cool to see like you, Andy Varela on the card, like obviously big names that we've all known. You know, being like in the spotlight like this, like it's awesome. And like you said, you're kind of the OG. I think you're like the face of it, as in like how Ronda and Misha were the face of the UFC.
Which is,
you know?
like, when I think about that now, like in 10 years, it's going to be cool to be like,
yeah,
oh, man.
Girl, you're going to be like in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's cool.
So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Claudia Godella and Steven Tecchi are the ones Tecchi are the ones that did this.
Yeah, so they're so Steven Tecchi, he is the VP of Fight Pass in general. And then Claudia, she does like, I don't know her exact position with Fight Pass, but I know that she works with like the Latin America kind of stuff too.
Yeah,
so she does a lot. But yeah, she does. She's so amazing.
She does a lot for the PI.
Yeah, she's inspired me a lot. Like she's inspired me a lot.
Me too. I just joined her little channel she has about investing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, when I get back from Abu Dhabi, I'm definitely investing.
Nice. I know. I told her, I'm like, can you just tell me what to do? Just tell me where to put my money.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, I don't think I'm that smart. She's like, Raquel, you can do it. She's like, we're gonna sit down for 2 hours, and she mentored me. I did a program with her, and it completely changed my whole I would say like changed my whole life, because
she does like a class or something.
So yeah, she does a bunch of different stuff. I'm like, I don't know how she does it. Like, we all have the same 24 hours, but she does like 72 hours of work in 24 hours. Yeah. I'm like, how do you do it? But she was doing like a high performance coaching program. Okay. And I did the 12 weeks with her, and it completely like changed the way that I just looked at everything, like even with our business. So then that was how come we did the extension, because she was just like, it's just like I had to make, I was kind of living, we're like, oh, they're paying half the rent and I'm comfortable, we're doing okay. Yeah. And it kind of pushed me to like, okay, I took the tenants out, and we had invested like some $20,000 into adding new mats. We put new flooring. We did a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like, oh my gosh. But then like in that first month that we were running that new space, it was like we made like, I want to say like 40% more than what,
See, that's so it's like, you just got to invest. Yeah, you have to take that jump.
Those steps. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's like the perfect person, because she has the same experience and background as like where we're at,
Yeah, we've all been the broke fighters, living with nothing to chase these crazy dream. Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna get into her stuff. I know we're running out of time, but
I'm here for whatever you need.
I just wanted to bring up so the last you competed on UFC BJJ 2, and that was alongside your husband. Yes. That's cool. How was that, first of all, training competing on the same?
I loved it, because like when he's competing by himself and I'm not competing, I get so nervous. But it's like when we both go and compete, I'm like, one, we're bringing home double the money.
Yeah.
He makes a little more money than me. So it's like more than double the money.
Yeah.
We're bringing home more money. We are both like, getting ready, doing it together. But also like, I know he's super nervous, even if he'll never show it. Like he's just always like, stone faced. But I know that he gets nervous for me, and I'm a mess for him. So it's like when we're both competing, like we both get to just focus on ourselves. And we've done like, he still wants to like come out with me and watch me, and like he feels like that helps him. He cornered
you last time, right?
Yeah. And I was trying to get him to not, but he's like, this is just what I always do. Like, I'm not going to change anything. Like, I want to be there for you. Like, I'm going to be sitting back here nervous. Like, I'd rather just be there with you, you know? So I feel like when we are both kind of just worrying about ourselves, where it's like, I rather us just both be doing it and not be like, because I'm just a mess for like the whole week, whereas I'm like, okay, I'm a little nervous,
but I got to worry about me.
I got to worry about myself. I have to separate myself and be professional.
That's so cool. That is so cool to compete at such a high level on such a big stage with your husband.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
And you won by knee bar.
Yes.
That was kind of a new thing for you, right?
Yeah. Like, so as a brown belt, I started like playing around more with it. So like I got some submissions as a brown belt with knee bars, but I just haven't done it in so long. I feel like I just like the opportunity was just not there. It's not that, and it's like I think especially in UFC BJJ, they do not want to see two people sitting on their butts trying to attack a leg, and they're very clear about that. Okay, like they want to see if we want to sell this, if we want to sell this, and again, that is a part of jiu-jitsu. I totally get it, but it's entertainment. Like we are in a sport of this is now we're on a platform that it's like it's entertainment. Yeah, we're trying to entertain the crowd. Like we are athletes, but if we can't make it exciting, nobody wants to watch it. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not willing to risk that, like I'm not willing to risk my spot here
exactly
to do something different.
No, exactly. And like you said, like you guys are it's growing, and you're like Claudia and them. They're trying to. You need fans.
We need,
Like you said, only BJJ people watch BJJ.
Exactly.
So yeah, you have to make it exciting. So I totally get that. Yeah. Even like when I take people that are more like on the MMA side to see it, and they're just like,
there's some matches that are very exciting. Yeah.
They're like, why is it so quiet? It's just what it is, but that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. It's intimate. It's intimate but dangerous. Like this guy could literally break this guy's leg right now. You know?
No, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I'm glad we talked about a lot of great things that I think that the fans will love. Like this is the things that you guys don't really know that these athletes go through. Like the things in the back, the things that you put yourself through to go out there and put on a show for the fans. Obviously you love it and to you are it's what you do, but it's not easy. It's not like, that's why when you get the people that that boo and stuff, it's like, yo, you don't even know what these people are going through. Like,
no, for sure.
Just to come out and be a performer.
For
so
sure.
I'm really glad that we touched on all that. It's been a great episode. I do have a couple Instagram questions for you. Please. It was so funny. Sorry, Austin, I know we ran a little long. I told him, I was like, I don't think we'll really talk too long. We're just going to get into everything. But
we were definitely like,
Sorry,
I talked way too much.
Approaching an hour.
Okay.
This is my girl. Like I said, 8 years deep of friendship right
I'm
here.
Like, we're just getting
I'm
started.
not surprised. I know, right? I'm like, I was like, I should have brought us a coffee. I'm gonna have to have you on again because this was so fun. And maybe even one with you and Renato. I love to.
But you're gonna need like 2 hours for him because he yaps.
I love giving insight to the fans with husband and wife. Like. One, just like competition, and then how it is like to be with somebody who trains at such a high level. It's different. Okay, 4 questions from Instagram. What's one thing on your bucket list that you have not done but you have plans to do?
Oh man. I feel like with my bucket list, like there are some things I want to do, but I'll do something. I'm like, that was my bucket list, like I kind of figure it out while it's
You'll
going.
do it and you're like, oh shit, that was what I wanted to do. Okay, I like that.
I feel like one thing that I'm like, I know it sounds stupid because I've been to Europe before. I've done these, like but I have like a specific group of things that places that I want to go.
Yeah.
And I told Renato, like, before we have kids, he has to take me. To these.
Okay.
It's like 5 places, and I have things that I want to do like in all these places.
Awesome.
So that's when I was like I call it a Europe tour.
Okay.
So it's like that was one of like the 4 things I was like, hey, if you want children, like we need to do these 4 things first.
Okay.
Before we have kids. So I have like it seems kind of silly, but like it's because I have specific things I want to do in each country. So
when you do those, would you do seminars?
So before I probably would say yes. Like, so that was, we used to call a Europe seminar tour.
Okay.
But I'm like, I don't know if I want to do
you
that
don't
anymore.
Work.
I think, I don't want to work unless it's just like maybe a couple that are easy if they're along the way. Because it is a nice way to pay for your travels too.
That part.
To come back, like, do you have the money? Yes. Would I like to not spend it?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do someone else's.
This one, what got you started in BJJ? We already talked about that, so we'll skip that one. But what would you recommend to someone wanting to get started in BJJ?
I think one of the most important things for anyone that is starting in jiu-jitsu, and I think, and I was hoping that a question like this would come up, is finding a gym that fits for you, like that works for you, like whether it's like looking up a time, like a time, like a schedule, like, because people be like, oh, go to there because they're so awesome, but it's like you're a professional athlete and this person is just a hobbyist.
Yes.
So it's like, no, like maybe that's not going to be the place for you. Or even like teaching styles. Like there are a lot of people that they want to come and train with us because we're Renato and Raquel. But then I'm looking at them like they would not fit our vibe. Dude, but I know they'd fit somewhere else.
This is really good.
Yeah. So it's like, of course, as a business owner, before I'd be like, oh, like we need to sign up more people. But it's like, man, sometimes you sign up these people and they're more of a problem than anything else. So it's like, because they don't fit in the culture, but also it's not even just them not fitting us. Like we might not be the coaches for them. Like they might be looking for something else, and there's like some people who we were so good to them, but they're like, the classes were too hard for me. I was like, I didn't think the classes were too hard because we have a lot of hobbyists. Yeah. But for her it was still too hard. So I was like, okay, so she went somewhere else and she's happy. Yeah. So it's like, one, it's like finding a gym that like, do they cater to beginners? Do they have time slots that work for you? Because sometimes people will suggest like to come to us, but I'm like, yeah, but you're only going to be here twice a week. Yeah. It's like, how much time do you want to train? If they say just twice, okay, then 2 is perfect. But if you want to train 3-4 days a week, you're going to have to find somewhere else to train. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's important. Like and finding like a teaching style that works for you. Like thankfully me and Hinata have very different teaching styles.
Yeah.
So
you
I feel
can
like
touch a big base.
yeah, and then we also have other people who teach. So some people like their classes, or some people can only go to those classes. But you know, finding a gym that fits for you is very important. So try different gyms. Like that would be my suggestion is go do trials.
Yeah.
You know, don't go to the first gym because you know you want to see like compare them. You know.
That's so brilliant. I never would have thought of that answer, but I love that because even thinking about like just all the gyms you've gone to, you're like, wow, like that coach was way different than this coach. Actually, now I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, I actually did not like that coach. I did not like how these guys trained.
Yeah, exactly.
So great answer. I love that. Okay, last one. How many dudes have you put to sleep because they wouldn't tap?
Oh, I'm not that mean. I think I don't even know if I ever. I think I might have like I put to sleep. But there was a UFC fighter, a girl that came to the gym and trained, and I actually put her to sleep.
You say her name?
I don't remember her name. She was Chinese, though.
Oh, okay.
But she was like, I think she's a 125er. And I this was like back in the Venom days. I didn't even mean to put her to sleep. I just think that she was being like, she didn't want to tap. Yeah, some of
that
it.
little ego.
And then I was like, oh shit! I like picked up her legs and like put it over her head. And but then I remember like they went back and found the video. But like the video was so funny because I had no clue what was going on. So I'm like, oh shit! You know, like realizing what happened. Yeah. But I'm not that mean. I don't think I've ever. Like, I try to be gentle, you know, and if they're not tapping, I'm like, hey, if you don't tap, I'm going to crank on your neck, you know? So, I don't know that I've ever put any guys to sleep.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
They're lucky she's nice. All right, girl.
Thanks
well,
for having me.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed this.
So
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you,
girl.
I'm proud of you, too. I mean, I've already had this conversation with you, but I'm happy to see everything that you're doing, too. And, like, your growth in the sport, you know, to be doing stuff like this and doing the announcing and stuff, too, so.
I love it. And I love the fight game. It's brought us together. We'll be friends forever.
Yes,
I know
forever.
that.
Yeah.
Raquel Canuto, her and her husband own Hybrid Jiu-Jitsu, and they both compete for UFC BJJ. She is competing on UFC BJJ 3. That's going to, 4.
Yes,
4.
December 11th.
That's going down December 11th. We've got UFC BJJ 3 next week. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that. Sorry, Steven. But check it out, guys. It's live on UFC Fight Pass, right?
I think right now it's still free on YouTube.
Free on YouTube. So make sure you guys tune into that. And a big shout out to Bake Cookie Shop. They're a Las Vegas local cookie shop. Absolutely amazing. They got the Dubai chocolates, the Dubai strawberry chocolates, awesome cookie selection.
Gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
They hooked up the team today. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Go ahead and check them out. They are on Decatur and Sunset, or they have a new location down in Summerlin. But yeah, that's all, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. This is In the Corner with Destiny McCubbin. Real fighters, real stories, real talk. We'll see you next round.